Okay, playing some mono blue tonight. Oh, I might turn off the arena volume. It's like kinda loud. It should be really soonish, like a few days. I'd hope that by like this time next week we have the emotes. I'm very excited for them. I might show off the sketches to people in a bit. Ooh, this is beautiful. Trickster into Obsession. No! Maybe we'll actually have off volume for once. I don't normally tend to. I kinda like the idea. Alright, I think we're dead. What is this life? Yes, I'm just gonna tap the Steamy. I don't even know. Maybe I have to hold open Quench. Stop like a Chain Whirler hitting play. I think I have to tap down Steamy, right? Stop it getting counters. Alright. This is always one of the tough decision points, knowing whether you're meant to try and counter Chain Whirler or stop this thing growing. Thanks for the host, Jack. Appreciate it. Right, so they get their counter, but all they're doing with their turn is lightning striking, which I'm kind of okay with. I know, part of the problem with Steam Kid is it plays so well against this sort of counter magic. It's really scary. I think on that basis, I just have to try and hit stuff with this counter magic now whilst it's live. What's my favourite MH1 spoiler? Actually legitimately the one that Proven Combatants is spoiling, but that'll be coming up soon. I don't know, there's some sweet ones. Need to actually have a look through the list to answer that properly. I'm always so bad at remembering what's been spoiled. So I love Astral Drift, that is going straight into my cube. I love the Worm Pump spell, because it's going to see it play an Infect, and I think that's pretty sweet. Love Regrowth entering the format. It's like among my favorite cards that aren't in Modern. Giver of Runes is really cool. Yeah, there's some nice stuff. Ooh, we get to counter this light up stage. Nice. They get to do some nonsense here though. Oh, Collected Conjuring is really sweet too. I'm kind of curious to see if anyone can break that. Alright, well, that's a lot of damage that's come our way. Really annoying that this might just have to... I don't know how we win if we just trade with the Steamkin. I guess we have to draw another Tempest Djinn then. I doubt Mono Blue is good enough for Modern, sadly. I know there's like a Mono Blue control deck people are trying out in Modern. That might be a bit better now with the Force though, and Narset. So, a bit of me wants to just Obsession and attack. It's like a 3-turn clock. I have to draw something really good. But I don't think I win by waiting around and doing nothing when they have a Steamkin on board. So I'm just gonna go for it and hope it's good enough. Oh cool, glad you figured that out earlier. Yeah, the mono blue control deck looks really sweet. Yeah, if we draw a Trickster, we're in a very good position, actually. I think we just have to take the risk here, just in such a bad position. And now we're in an amazing position. Kinda. I mean, it's still gonna be close. But do I just hold open Spell Pierce? I think I do. I can hit like Frenzy or Chandra or Lightning Strike. Okay. That one's pretty good. They get to block the Steam Kit if they attack with it though. I think this trade is... it's not great for me, but it turns on my Spell Pierce. And then like the Stormtamer can trade with the Pyromancer. Or a Firebrand. Yeah, I think I have to take this trade. Ooh, that makes it a 2-turn clock. Guaranteed. I'm kind of amazed that we might actually win this game. It's like a little bit absurd. Alright. My inclination is like Stormtamer with Dive Down and Pierce up. I can dive down the Stormtamer to save it from the Firebrand. And it can block the Pyromancer. Just put blockers. I don't want to die to like any burn spell. I don't think. The problem is the Stormtamer has to block the Pyromancer. So maybe it just makes more sense to Tempest Djinn anyway. Since the Stormtamer doesn't get to stop anything going to our face regardless. Because it needs to block, so they can just like pre-combat all their burn spells. Whereas this... I think like both the options be basically the same things. Hey there, Piper. It's good to be back. And good to see you. Also, thank you for the 10-month resub. It means a lot to me. Thank you for the continued support, Piper. Oh my god. That feeling when you actually beat Mono Red Game 1. Alright, let's bring some cards in. Just a few cards. I wonder if Callous Dismissal is actually good against Steamy. Alright, I'm going to try out some different things with my sideboarding to normal. So if you're like wondering why I'm doing weird things, The reason is experimentation. You appreciate the deck name. It's a good deck name.
Hourly love, hourly love, hourly love.
Cambo, thank you for the continued support. 7 whole months. It means a lot to me. I guess 9 months, kinda. This is kind of your sub, baby. You had like a brief intermission. I think I like kinda like this setup. I don't know if I want some number of entrancing melodies. I also don't know if like Curious Obsession just sucks on the draw, full stop. I'm gonna try this, but it's possible I meant to have a melody or two. I'm just experimenting because I've been pretty unhappy with my post-board games against Red recently. Like, I had like the 2 fandom tournaments in a row where my literal like only losses were against Mono Red. So, kind of interested in trying out some different things. Oh, this deck list is like 3 cards out of date, Minosaur, but that's mainly because I'm like intending to maybe change a card or 2 throughout the stream anyway. Hey there, Artie. Good to see you. This hand might be too bad. I keep a lot of Warlanders with this deck though, but this one's rough. We can find a Surge Mare, it's like pretty good. Alright. Sure, this hand is a tiny bit awkward because we have a bunch of 1-drops that suck against Chainwaller, but Nevermore is just a lie. It really is. Really is. Alright. I think I would both rather they kill the Pteramander and rather put a counter on the Pteramander than Stormtamer, because the Stormtamer pairs nicely with both these. That's the best card in the matchup. However, we do have a Surge Mare, which is great. The horse noise is delightful. Please don't have Wizard's Lightning. That's pretty good. If they resolve a Frenzy next turn, it's really bad for us. I think I'm just meant to keep casting Surge Mares.
It's like 6 months ago up in here.
Luke, thank you for the 5 months of support. It means a lot to me. Yeah, it's basically a replay of the past. War Boss, what the fuck? That one is really scary. I'm not used to people warding in War Boss against me. I guess it's more popular now than it used to be. It's like a little bit problematic, especially if we just like never draw lands. I'm gonna take a risk here. I just need to find my land drops. I wonder if this seeing more play means you want like entrancing melodies post board so you can actually kill the damn thing. Hey, this is just gonna be really problematic this turn. I almost have to block with a Surge Mare and Pump to try and take this down, which just sucks. Obviously, if they have a Chain Whirler, we can never win, but I guess if they had a Chain Whirler, they might have used it last turn, since they were attacking with a 4/4 anyway. I don't know, this might just be North White Air. I just don't know how I win if this War Boss is in play, but there's a decent chance they just kill the Surge Mare here. Ooh. That's good for me. Yeah, I was hoping because they kept the Firebrand back it meant that they didn't have a different answer, which seems to have been the case. Alright. I guess they're just flooding over there. Or they're saving their lava coils for my Tempest Djinns. Reasonable. Bit of me just wants to, like, Stormtamer pass. Yeah, opponent is flooded. It seems that way. Doesn't seem to have any instance. I don't think they would have had risk factor there. Lots of people aren't playing that card anymore. I think I just have to counter literally anything at this point. It's kind of nice making this a 1/6 anyway. Just like far enough behind I have to do that. So I believe we just have to do the obvious blocks here. And then hope to draw a land for Djinn plus Negate. Sick. Opponent's so badly flooded. It's kind of great for us. Now we just have Negate to protect our Djinn. Of note, Callous Dismissal would have been really good this game. It would have like killed a Goblin token and then traded with the Pyromancer, or reset the Steamkin. Like either of those are really, really exciting outcomes there. Nice. It's a good draw. Alright, I definitely have to try and kill my opponent. So I hit them for 5. Next turn I hit them for 5, and then they die the turn after. At the moment this can block Steamkin, this can block Chain Whirler, and I would take 3 and go to 4, which is like kinda fine. LSP's emotes are very, very good. Agree. Ooh. That one's actually not bad. Means if they draw a Lava Coil, I don't have to like waste my Negate on it. Lets my creatures brawl better in combat. Anyway, opponent's dead next turn. I guess they could draw specifically Rekindling Phoenix, which would be problematic. Look at me drawing the matching islands. Ooh. I will negate this one. I guess they can get me if they've been like sitting on a frenzy this whole time somehow. Alright, I can beat flooded mono-red opponents. What is it like? Must be, etc. Having matching islands is a big yike. I agree. Strong agree. Hey, this is such a powerful hand. It's like half the total converted mana cost of our deck. I mean, opponents on the multi-5 strat. Maybe this is good enough. Not an island. Alright. I almost want to hold open Spell Pierce for Forteretia. And then I can like opt towards a land drop. They're on a multi-5. I should probably just jam the Pteramander. Deal. Alright, I guess I'm casting this opt. So I just need to hit my land drop here so that I can have Trickster as a follow-up to this. I guess they could have Teferi, and that would be a B thing. Maybe this time I am meant to hold open Pierce because of Teferi. Anyway, never punished. Why would we ever be punished? That's not what happens here. Hey there, GoDaddy. Go away. That nonsense.
Welcome back to the streams. Hope you had a nice time in Seattle.
I had a great time in Seattle, GoDaddy. It's a very, very good trip. It's also very nice to be back. Thank you for the continued support, GoDaddy. Comically good? No, I think, I always thought Esper was favored against Mono Blue. Honestly. I actually kind of want to let this resolve. Trickster lets me kill Narset and still draw a card anyway. And then I get to keep hold of my Retort. It's like they get to impulse once in exchange for me keeping hold of my Retort. I think that's good. I guess they like gain 3 life as well. It's more like 1 life because I get to cast the Trickster. And they found a spell that I can just cash in my Stormtamer for. I thought my impression beforehand was that Esper was an underdog pre-board, but then like favoured post-board, because the creatures lined up really well against you. Thief of Sanity and such, Hostage Taker, were all really obnoxious cards to have to play against. I think it was like very skill intensive casts. I think it was kind of the case that like the good mono blue players were gonna beat the good Esper players, and the good Esper players were gonna beat the good mono blue player. Sorry, the good mono blue players were gonna beat the bad Esper players, and the good Esper players were gonna beat the bad mono blue players. Like the matchup's like super skill intensive, for sure. Am I just casting this Trickster? I kinda don't mind if they like manage to kill my Pteramander somehow. They're just gonna die to my beats now. So I think this is fine. Even if this all goes horribly awry, like, you know, my heart will go on. Sure. This just doesn't matter. We've got 4 power in play. And deal with it. Charter Course or Pteramander? I think I'd rather... Like, Pteramander makes it a clean 2-turn clock. I'm gonna Charter Course next turn anyway. I'm still just gonna do this though. Just feels like it makes more sense to me. Lets me know what my options are and what I'm working with. So this just deals free, gains free. It's not actually that impactful though. I just like play more threats. So whatever. I have lots of threats and only one counterspell. This is like a good opportunity to resolve a Djinn. Kind of like having the Stormtamer down before the Djinn though. I guess the nice thing about resolving the Djinn is it means I don't really like care about Kaya's Wrath too much, because I get to go Stormtamer, Pteramander, Retort as a follow-up. It's like they could Kaya's Wrath me here and I'd just like let it resolve. Esper. Okay. I guess they could be Esper mid-range. And just like not draw on threats. I feel like they're most likely Esper control though, because Esper mid-range would want to play Tyrant Scorn. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Esper control Cass. Because otherwise they'd just have Tyrant Scorn in their deck. Yeah, exactly, Roll. I agree. Don't know if I want more Essence Captures. Like, if I knew that they had Thieves in their sideboard, I would bring in more Essence Captures. I do have this Callous Dismissal to help against Thieve a tiny bit. I think I'm just gonna run it like this. The Khorne is amazing. All praise the Tyrant and his Khorne. I actually think you're meant to keep these hands. It doesn't have a threat, but it has everything else. We're playing against like the Ford Erasure deck. Chance that you get to like keep your threat in hand isn't necessarily that high anyway. The counter spells buy a lot of time, potentially. I know it looks really dodgy, but I think if you like mulligan these hands, you're just not playing to actually get lucky at all. Obviously, they could land a Teferi here, and that would be very problematic. But it's like, how many of our 6s are cleanly answering a Teferi through Fort Erasure anyway? It's kind of just how things go. Oh, they're super friends? Interesting. Yep. I might just scoop in a moment. I'm not gonna lie. This seems perilous.
Trust me, I have a plan. We're pursuing creativity. Defy convention.
Fort Erasure. Alright. I'm convinced. I think I'm just running this back. Seems like medium scoop worthy. Now we get to be on the play. Busted. Who's ever beaten a mono blue deck on the play? Hey, Hunker Drunk. I think this is a very sketchy heap. Just because Spell Pierce seems really good against my opponent. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. This isn't going to be the only pre-pre. Wonder if they take the opt and just try and jam through these Spell Pierces. They do. Someone was feeling optimistic. Insert joke about an optimistic or such. Go away. Autumn Demonic Tutor Lily. Oh my gosh. I would really like to draw an island next turn. But like, obviously I'm countering this. God damn it. Oh. This seems bad for me. Worried about them just resolving Little Teferi, like the game ending. Huh. That one's also really good against these Wizards Retorts. So this is going to go up to 4. I guess I just have to bottom this. Like a little bit punished for not opting in my turn, because now even if I draw an island I can't hold open Retort.
that's your best, I needn't worry.
I guess I just have to hope they play into Disdainful Stroke. I feel like if they had a little Teferi, they would have played it that turn. Okay.
Just the trick for this.
Sure. So they get to call me Pteramander. It's a really garbage draw. I guess I'm just passing the turn with Stroke up again. It's so awkward. If they ever just like draw a little Teferi, the game kind of ends. They have Narset to dig for it.
Hone your prowess.
Opt does feel a lot worse when it costs 2. This is accurate. Oh, I saw about that combo, Hunker Junk. It seems wild. Alright, so you go. Just gonna be patient. Fort Erasure. I mean, they're only gonna take a Wizard's Retort anyway, right? Let's just let it resolve. Took the Tempest Djinn, sure. Alright, I'm pretty sure I have to counter that one. Just like it draws them 2 good spells. So if I play this and they have like a removal spell plus Teferi, they get to pop the Stormtamer so that I don't have Retorts open. Playing this starts eating through Dovin a bit. I feel like there's a decent chance the cards in their hand are just removal spells. I'm just letting them use them if I play the Stormtamer. I'm not in any rush to do that. I mean, I have to keep countering these. Oh, they actually have counter spells in against me? That's wild. Oh. This one's actually good against me, I guess. This is a beating. I know, Bobbin was saying he reckoned the deck was pretty good against these Planeswalker decks. Maybe our draws have just been weird.
Keep an open mind.
Yep. Strong. Okay. Dovin getting through is problematic. Yeah, the Dovin's been like surprisingly decent. Just making our spells cost a bit more. It's kind of had this cascading effect where, like, because the Dovin was in play, it meant we couldn't counter the Narset. So I just have to cast this now.
Thank me later.
Mm-hmm. Guess I'm just gonna cast my garbage. Hope it's good enough somehow. Mm-hmm.
Right on schedule. You need to slow down. That's more like it.
Alright, I'm convinced. That was rough. I'm sure it doesn't play out that every time. It's only my second time facing these Walker decks. The other time was against Jeskai. They actually ended up winning. It feels like Fort Erasure makes a pretty big difference. At the very least. Like the fact they get to set up their free mana play by Fort Erasuring your counterspell is pretty awkward. Whereas the Jeskai decks don't get to do that. Alright. I'll keep this. Oh yeah, the free mana planeswalkers are very, very strong. Ah, thank you, L4D Dero. Appreciate you. Alright, I got the Trickster to threaten to eat this. We got the Djinn, which is just like the most important card. Question is, am I going to try and eat the Firebrand or just deny them 2 damage? I kind of want to deny them 2 damage. By tapping the Pyromancer. So I think the Trickster's going to get bolted down regardless, right? It's just like gaining a couple life here seems pretty nice. Like worst case scenario is they go land, Chain Whirler, ping with Firebrand. Even that's like kind of okay, question mark. Hey. What do you know? I predicted the future. That would have actually happened if I'd tried to eat the 1/1 in combat too, regardless. So it kinda didn't make much difference. Alright. Hope they don't have 2 burn spells. There's not a burn spell. Exciting. The best lands earlier are called Shock Lands and Check Lands. The Shock Lands you pay 2 life for them to come in untapped. And then the Check Lands see if you have lands of different types. So like if you have a forest or a swamp, then Woodland Cemetery comes in untapped, etc. I almost want to Obsession and attack and just like hope I can race them. Hope the Obsession draws me into enough stuff. I could also just wait a turn before doing that, since I'm going to have Retort up. Which I kind of like. So it would be 5, 6, 7. Whereas waiting a turn, it's 6, 7, 8. So it's like the same clock regardless. We see one less card this way of the obsession, but we get to wait a turn before deploying it. Ooh. This almost changes things. I think I'm just going to pass the turn though. This is going to make our next turn really good. This isn't like the most scary thing. Thanks, Alessia. Appreciate you. I kind of just want to use my mana, honestly. I only really get punished if they draw specifically Experimental Frenzy, and I think there's like a lot of value in me just using my mana whilst I have the opportunity, considering I'm going to be drawing multiple cards per turn. Alright, 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. I mean, it's just adding up 7 3 times, right, Cambo? 7 minus 1 plus 7 plus 7 plus 1. Could already win next turn. I mean, if they attack like this, then sure. 6 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1. So if I don't block, I can maybe kill them. This is like a tough spot. Like obviously we're way ahead. I just don't know what the correct play is. So I actually have lethal on board if they have nothing. Yes, I'm just gonna do this though, since they can't kill my Tempest Djinn this turn anyway. Lots of lands. Doesn't really matter. What's the design on my shirt? The design on my shirt is Chandra. It has Torch of Defiance underneath it. It's pretty sweet. It's like one of the few pieces of Magic clothing I actually really kind of like. Yeah, that game was sweet. Tempest Djinn, too strong. What was the... oh, we were also bringing in the island. What were the other cards we were cutting? We were cutting 2 Pteramanders, right? I'm still unsure on if we're meant to have entrancing melodies in. Kind of just experimenting. This setup feels like it makes sense to me. But we'll see. Sure. Hand is fine. Opponent's on the more to 6 strat. Powerful strat indeed. Deal. Do not mind them shocking the Pteramander. Means that Goblin Chain Whirler is a lot less scary. Ooh. Huh. Wait, they're pre-combating it. Someone's scared. Let us party. Alright, a few less lands, please. Ooh, they're going for the double block. In the face of our mighty dive down. This dive down's so heckin' mighty. Is this the dive down that scoops are made of? Maybe not. Get down. Alright, say go. My hand feels like medium unbeatable. So far tonight, we've lost to the deck that is weak against Velpis and beaten mono red twice, so you know. Normal night of mono bluing. Oh my gosh. Completely normal night of mono bluing, nothing weird going on here at all. Semulin? Thank you so much for that host, Semulin. I appreciate you. Welcome to everyone joining us from Semulin's stream. And jamming some mono blue. I guess I would rather the Pteramander die. This one is like a bit less obvious than earlier. So you actually have like a Charter Course that really helps fuel the Pteramander, but so much right deck wins, I know, right? Yeah. That is their best card. I guess I'm gonna keep tap it. Try and just like slow down the Steamkin a tiny bit. Or force them to use a burn spell here if they want to get their counter. Sick. Buys us a tiny bit of time. Oh, thanks, Semulin. Appreciate you. Double Steamkin is so scary. It's their, like, actual best card against mono blue. By a huge distance. Just because it's, like, at least pre-board, it just grows uncontrollably large very quickly. So I could hold him Spell Pierce, because the window to Spell Pierce something is like very limited here. Or I could play a Stormtamer to try and protect my Djinn next turn. This runs really badly into a Chain Whirler. I don't think I can beat a Chain Whirler anyway though. So I'm just going to play this. Yike. I would have got to Spell Pierce that. As it is, we're probably too far behind to race this. Especially since if they have anything other than 2 lands on top, we can't even like profitably block a Steamkin without access to a dive down. I mean, I guess that happens. Alright. I mean, if they run poorly after removing all the counters, then that would make combat a lot worse for them. Alright, they're deciding to be sensible, recognizing that the 4/4s are just like gigantic. Alright, GG opponent. I guess I can technically counter this. I don't know how I ever win from there. Alright, mono red again. Bring in these Surge Mares, bring in these Kefnets. Take out a couple Curious Obsessions, a couple Retorts, a Quench, a couple Pteramanders, and this Troll, of course. There has been a lot of mono red tonight. Yeah, I'm kind of just like not big on the Nexus decks in general at the moment, Dokomoy. Just because like the number of Teferis and Narsets running around. Yeah, Kefnet's just for aggro matchups. It's also weirdly good against specifically like Sultai control-ish piles, because it doesn't die to Tyrant Scorn, or Cast Down, or Moment of Craving. And it's like kind of okay against Hostage Taker, in that at least they don't get to take the hostage permanently. But it's mainly just for the aggro decks. It's just like a very big blocker in the face of Lava Coil. Entrancing Melody is very good against white weenie decks and against green creature decks. It's also good in the mirror, not that the mirror is actually a thing anymore. I think I keep this. It's not terribly exciting, but it has a Tempest Djinn. I'm always weirdly relieved when they shock the turn 1 Stormtamer, because it means I don't have to fear a Chain Whirler quite as much. God damn, this card. I mean, I guess Steamkin is a thing that has resolved. I don't know what else I can do to make this deck better against Steamkin. Like, obviously, Surge Mare helps a bit. And Kefnet helps like a tiny bit. I don't know that I can really, like, justify bringing in entrancing melodies against this, though. Thundering Djinn. Oh, wow. My card is sweet. I'd like to have Dive Down up the turn I play Tempest Djinn. And I'm pretty happy just trickstering the Steamkin here. They're targeting the Trickster. Cool, I'm just gonna save the Trickster. I don't think the body on the Trickster's too relevant, but I kinda just want to be using my mana. Right, I guess I'm just opting here. I do kind of want an island because I need to go Tempest Djinn dive down next turn. So I guess I keep that on top. There's like an argument for bottoming the island, since we're like kinda happy with a land or spell, but there's like a bit of time pressure to get this in play. I'm also not sure if it was correct to attack with the Trickster or not. Obviously holding it back means you get to block a Lava Runner, or this Firebrand. I'm not convinced this matters. Alright. If they have specifically Frenzy in hand, we just lose the game. But at this point, I'm just forced to play out the Djinn and hope. That one is really good. I think I'm not going to play around Lightning Strike or Wizard's Lightning because I want to try and get them in combat. I don't think I can afford to play around those cards. So I need to eat a creature in combat this turn to have a chance this game, I believe. Like, if they have it, they have it, but... God, the Firebrand is so good with the Chain Whirlers on future turns. I almost have to just draw another big blocker. Aw, Meebo, thank you for that raid. I appreciate you. Alright, I guess I just have to pass the turn here. It's really awkward that the Firebrand makes it so hard to attack. To block, rather. Aw, thank you, Meebo. Hope you had a good stream too. I think I almost like have to block just to get this thing off the table and then hope to draw another Djinn. Which really is not ideal. But like I kinda can't win the game as long as the Firebrand's in play. Alright. 2-1 against red on the evening. That game was a lot tougher. Like, they had a lot of like lava coils, chain whirlers, and steamkins that match, which are the scarier cards from their deck. Alright, this hand is great. Definitely like some decks that this lines up poorly against, like mono white, but the decks that this lines up well against is kind of absurd, having Pierce plus Negate. What should you play at the MCQ this weekend? Probably mono red. Mono red is very good. I think mono white is also very, very good. It's currently quite underplayed. I'm not really sure why mono white isn't seeing more play. Oh, J-Post. Thank you for the 4-month free sub. That means a lot to me. Thank you for the continued support. I wonder what they have in hand. Tyrant Scorn, maybe? Whatever. Just gonna cast my Trickster. Sure. Deal. Ooh. I kinda just want to cast a Tempest Djinn here, honestly. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm scared of them casting on their turn. I'd much rather have the Curious Obsession on a flyer, anyway. Otherwise they just, like, cast the Jade Light Ranger and then this Trickster never gets through again. Alright, game is over. Yeah, I saw that 2-pull. I was not terribly surprised. I think mono white is just excellent, honestly. Huh. I mean, blocks are right, I guess. I'm not sure it's going to be quite enough. I hope he gets there too. It'd be awesome to get to hang out with him in Vegas. You're probably bringing mono blue. I think mono blue is a pretty decent deck. So they're just like Sultai. I'm just going to treat them like normal Sultai, I think. Until I see anything that makes me feel different. So Spell Pierce probably sucks. If they're normal Sultai. Yeah, Dokomoy. I am not surprised by that. They are both very smart players. And mono white is great, so... I don't know if Kefnet's actually good against them. Probably depends a lot on how they board, whether Kefnet's good. I also think Surge Mare is not terrible. I'm not convinced that this Callous Dismissal is that good against them. Let's try this. Oh no, Disdainful Stroke is awesome. Why is this Disdainful Stroke not in my deck?
Ooh, I have buttons to press.
Ninja, thank you for the 3 months of continued support. That means so much to me. Thank you for helping me do what I do. Yee. I know I keep a lot of 4-landers. This one is rough though. Deal. This hand is quite acceptable. Take whichever obsession you want. How are the games? The games have been fun. I've been having a good time. Gosh, this is hard. I think I'd rather have the obsession on the Pteramander and then be able to protect the Pteramander with the Stormtamer. It's really bad if they duress me and then I don't have Retort up next turn though. Merfolk Branchwalker. Sure. That is not a particularly terrifying magic card. Alright, they don't have that much cheap removal in that deck. I'm just gonna jam. Well, this can go wrong. Can't go that wrong though. Like, they cast down my Pteramander, so what? Eee. Since when did they play Cryo the Carnarium? Well, I guess we're wrecked. That was basically worst case scenario. Now we just have these two Tricksters that like are awful attackers against the Explore creature deck. Against the Crisis deck. I could opt here. I think I'd rather opt in their turn. Once I have like more of an idea on if I'm looking for something specific. Alright, let us trade to the Trickster. That is fine. Alright, fire off the opt. I feel like kind of obliged to keep any threat, regardless of how bad it is. It's really unfortunate that the Memorial can get back Crisis, but we get to tap down the Crisis a bunch. I think I'm just gonna keep this. Interesting. Oh yeah, those lands are in the new set. Earlier. They seem really sweet. So I just let this resolve. Lets them know about the Disdainful Stroke. That's fine. This way I get to actually cast my Trickster. So so by not casting the Trickster here, I take 2 damage. Because they could just swing. But then we could choose not to cast the Trickster. So I guess they're forced to hold it back to make us cast the Trickster so that we can get in damage. Ooh. That is a good one. Am I casting this? It's really bad if they have specifically Hostage Taker. I kind of feel like I need another creature in play to like overpower them rebuying the Crisis though. I think I just want to play the Tempest Djinn. I get blown out by a bunch of stuff. But I just don't feel like I have enough pressure if I don't cast the Djinn. So obviously they can get me here, but... Alright, this is kind of whatever. It's just a 1-for-1. Doesn't let them take over the game. Another Djinn. So they get to sack their Memorial to get back the Harpooner. But then that means they can't Memorial back the Crisis. Guess I'm just casting this and not attacking. So I don't want them trading their Crisis off with a Trickster until I can have Stroke up. If they're memorialing back the Harpooner, that means they don't get to use it on the Crisis, which is nice for us. Okay. Llanowar Elf is fine. I wonder if Kefnet is good in this matchup. Like, the fact that you don't have to worry about Hostage Taker when you cast it is kind of nice. It's just another big beefy flyer. Keep like grinding through their Crow Harpooners. Yike. Okay. I mean, I guess we're both top decking now. Except I have a Disdainful Stroke. Aw, thanks Empathy. I'm glad you liked it. That's nice to hear. Alright, technically I win this race. Yike. Now, slightly worse at winning this race. God, this is the worst Pteramander I've ever seen in my life. We need to draw some opts, is what we need. This Pteramander. Okay. No blocks. I will counter that one. That one does not seem particularly beatable. Now I will draw a land. Same thing, I guess. So they're dead to land next turn. We're dead to a lot of things, but you know, mono blue life. We are not dead to Wild Growth Walker, in fact. Taste it. It's pretty good. Alright, I think I have time for like one more match before I have to head off for the evening. Work on my article. So let's try and end this on a good note. And get another win. Living on the edge. That's how we like to play around her. Keeps things exciting. Alright, seems pretty good. No interaction, but plenty of Pteramanders. And Stormtamers. Fort Erasure, ooh. Since when do they not have Fort Erasure? Wild. I don't think I meant to play the Curious Obsession to 2 open mana when I have a Negate in hand. Kinda just want to pass the turn. Need to be able to counter like a Narset or something. Pretty sad if they kill this, I guess, but go away. Alright. What do I do here? Think just playing the Djinn is probably bad. So I'm playing some combination of Stormtamers and Pteramander. Yeah, that's my inclination to max. And I get to have Fort Erasure protection open with a Stormtamer. And I don't like overcommit into a Wrath too much. Sure. Alright. Make him have the second one.
Awareness of your imperfections is maddening.
Interesting. Weird situation, honestly. I think I like this plan. Obviously they can minus on the Stormtamer, but then Djinn kills the Dovin. What's the Occam's Razor plan, Max?
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Ooh, minusing on Stormtamer, huh? Okay. So I probably have to kill this Teferi realistically. Just hope they never draw Kaya's Wrath over again. Yike.
Sorry I'm late.
Mean. One whole yike. Hey there, Nick. Good to see you. Alright. It would be nice to draw another counterspell ever.
To elevate yourself. Perhaps a pair of stilts?
Alright, so we just have to kill the Teferi. They have had a quantity of Teferis, it must be said. There's a bit of me that just wants to kill the stupid Dovin. So that I ever get to attack with more than one creature. I don't know, it's the time to do that. Was probably last turn when I had 3 bodies in play instead of just 2. Dovin has been quite good for them. God. I hate bluffing counterspells when I have Tempest Djinn in play, but I'm probably meant to. There's a Nasset. Jesus. Yep. At least that Dovin's almost gone.
Looking to elevate yourself? Perhaps a pair of stilts?
I like our draw was pretty strong too. I don't know. I felt like my matchup against the Jeskai Planeswalkers deck is actually pretty decent. These Aspalists are a lot scarier.
Just the trick for this.
Like their removal was better. And they get to play Forte Erasure. Oh, Quenches, they spend 2 more. I should have done that. You're correct. I'm just tilting. I'm not really paying much attention at this point. So the game felt pretty over. But yeah, then we'd have forced them to like minus that Dovin, or we'd have killed a Planeswalker. We'd have got rid of their Surveil at least. Yeah, they just don't pay, but then they don't get the Surveil, which is still worth something. No reasons to like let them Surveil. Yep.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality. Hone your prowess.
That is true, Max, but there's also literally no reason not to do it. Nice, nice. Strong magic card. So yes, they just cash in their Dovin here. Or they can charge up the Dovin.
This might be a bad idea.
Boxes are made to be thought outside of.
Now I insta-lose if they ever bought Draw Victory. I mean, we're grinding through these Planeswalkers slowly. Ooh. Yes, there is literally a Narset in play. Cool. Noted. Understood. If they could please not have this card be a removal spell, that would be great. That would be delightful. Opponent, don't do it. Alright, deal. Once they get another repulse, they can cash in.
Every day is a new lesson.
Reset the Pteramander. Interesting choice. That is not a bad one. I guess we let them get another loot in exchange for having Wizard's Retort up. Can you believe that we're actually ahead this game? I can't quite believe it.
We are the future.
Yeah, this game's a bit absurd, Alesha. If the Elder Spell was like literally any other magic card, then we'd be losing. And yet. Don't know if I can afford to counter this one. My suspicion is no. This is on one loyalty. I'm very unsure on this. Just think there's like a lot of cards I auto lose to here, whereas even like a half decent Charter Course puts us in a really good position. Okay, so Charter Course draws counter spells, we're pretty sad, but only needs to draw us a single threat for that play to be really good. So I go to 10, they go to 11, I go to 6, they go to 6. So any threat or Curious Obsession means I win the race. If it looks like I'm going to lose the race, I can just stop attacking them. But I'm going to keep attacking them until I have to stop. Hey, this is a good one. In fact, So I guess I'm meant to let them attack me and just hope they have nothing. To set up lethal. So they just don't want to give them time. Yeah, I don't think I can beat many spells anyway. I think I'm just meant to let them attack me. Alright. Good draw. Pretty good game. Pretty good game. Sometimes magic is okay. Easy. Am I right in thinking the Esper Walker's decks don't actually run Thief of Sanity in the sideboard? Because if not, I'm taking out Assassin's Capture. But I don't actually know. I've not looked at the lists closely enough. If someone could tell me, I would appreciate that. The list from the SCG didn't. Cool. In. Thanks, Chronotalk. Appreciate you. Appreciate the kind words. Alright, this is my inclination on how to board. That was a slightly absurd game. Agree. Thanks, Alesha. You great. Alright, let's see if we can get this match. That game was so good. That game was such a delight. There was a point halfway through that game where I was like super tempted to concede. Boarding as if Thief doesn't exist, yeah. Makes sense. Sounded great. I can almost adapt Pteramander. And by that I mean I'm gonna mulligan. Alright. Have Retort open turn 2. Even if they fought Erasure me. Gross. Please, no free fairy. Or Dovin. Yes, Dovin's fine. I don't really care about Dovin. It's like low-key tempting just to slam the Djinn. Probably not meant to though. There's like no reason not to counter this, right? Deny them their surveil. Alright, that got us some text. I guess we counter it. Am I right in thinking that if I Stormtamer into the God-Eternals, that's targeting a Stormtamer, they still get a 4/4? I'm pretty sure that's correct, right? Because it loses one of the target, it's no longer targeting... Oh no, because they have to target themselves with the mill, right? In order for that to be the case. If they target themselves with the mill, then they'd get a 4/4. So they should just always target themselves, even ignoring the fact we have Pteramander in our deck. In that situation. If it's no longer targeting the Stormtamer, then the Stormtamer's ability doesn't counter the enter. Alesha is what I'm assuming is the case. This seems good for us. Taste it, Free Fairy. Taste it. Alright. Pretty sure I have to call that an evening. I'm so tilted. We just never drew our Callous Dismissal. I have no idea if the card's good or not. It's like the one card I wanted experience with before writing my article. It's like clearly way better than Exclusion Mage, but I don't know if it's actually good enough even despite that. How does the Kefnet in the sideboard feel? We haven't actually drawn it very much, but it's looked like very good when we do draw it. It's very good against Lava Coil decks, this is the main thinking. It's like very good against Lava Coil decks, and it's weirdly decent against like decks that only have Cast Down and Tyrant's Scorn as their removal spells post-board. Moment of Cravings. I used a deck very similar to this against Canister. It was a few cards different. It was very, very similar. Anyway,